What we can see is when we're preloading in one direction here, and then what we're trying to do is we're going to push the button to then try and go in the opposite direction. And we push the button and it travels in the wrong direction first, and then we'll swing around and go back. So that's called retrograde motion, and that's what's causing a lot of difficulty when we're trying to guide and change direction. This is a plot, and one of the errors that comes up in PhD2 as a result of trying to go through the calibration, and we're not getting good readings coming from the DEC axis. It effectively just doesn't operate properly in the DEC axis when it tries to reverse direction, and that's causing all sorts of problems. This is a plot of what PhD2 was trying to do when I was trying to move in DEC in different directions. You can see the magenta line is what is supposed to be happening, but the blue line is what did happen. So basically, when I tried to change direction and go in DEC, it just didn't. What we're seeing here is the gap that is produced when there's movement at the fork arm. We're now moving, and we should expect no movement on this dial at all, but we're actually getting movement vertically here in this orientation, which is not what we want.
2, so it's out 2 millimeters exactly. What we're going to do, we rotate it carefully.
Oh, there you go.
It's reading 2.67. So that's 0.66 of a millimeter it moved.
So this is a cross-section of the DEC fork arm, and this section in the middle is where there is supposed to be a bearing, which there isn't in my scope. So this is what a clutch plate should look like with the bearing in it. Then we would be putting a washer in front of it to add it, make it as a spacer, and we've put a new clutch plate with all these grub screws in it in order to put pressure against that washer, or if we need that washer, to push against everything so that it doesn't have that flop. So in the end, Andrew was able to go and he had a spare bearing at home, so he drove all the way home and got one. We put the bearing in and then remeasured all of the, I guess, the movement, the flexure, and at that point we actually found that there was no movement anymore. Unfortunately, it's been cloudy pretty much ever since, so have not been able to get out and test it. But in just bench testing, we were able to get rid of the retrograde motion just by looking through a video image. We could see basically reduced it to completely nothing. So it was a successful operation, and if anyone has that problem, I think the bearing was a big issue, but that plate needed adjustment.